Good morning. I would like to invite you to stand. We're going to be singing two opening songs, God is My Source and Holy, Holy, Holy. So please rise.
Thank you, Liz.
Words are in an insert in your bulletin.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, peace gives me everything I need. Peace gives me everything I need. Peace gives me everything I need.
Okay. And Holy, Holy, Holy.
Beautiful song by Drucker. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love live in me. You are holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. And again. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are Spirit divine. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love live in me. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy.
And please be seated. In the beginning was the one presence of the undivided and unmanifest pure spirit of life, light, and love. In its generosity, it shared itself, its consciousness, and its love in the visible form of creation. We acknowledge this presence within us and as us, the creative energy of the divine, feminine, and masculine, expressing in all our giftedness and creativity. We acknowledge this in our companion Mother Earth and in all sentient beings. This universal presence in everything we call the Christ. We light this candle as a visible reminder of the Christ presence expressing in, as, and through us in this present moment now. It is the truth. Let us own it. And I'd like to welcome you all to Unity this morning. And if you all could turn to that camera back there, we're going to say hello to all of our friends at home. Hi, friends at home. My name is Liz Leighton, and I'm your assistant today up here on the platform. And I want to remind you that we are a joyful, evolving spiritual community committed to spiritual practices, compassionate service, and living on purpose. This is our mission. And today we want to welcome Cheryl Hodge as our guest musician. And today she will have 2 original pieces that she has not performed for anybody else. So we're looking forward to that. Oh, only one is new?
One of the 2 has been performed.
Oh, okay, so we're her dry run on one of the songs. We'll let you decide which one that might be. And I would just like you to turn in your seats to your neighbors and wish them a happy good morning, passing the peace of love. Thank you. Thank you so much. And you know that following service, we do have coffee, tea, and is there pie today, Harvey? Yes, what flavors do we have today? Okay, no pumpkin. I always am too late for the pie, so. So we have lots of time following the service to hug one another and do more greeting time. And now, as we prepare for meditation, please hold the words of this meditation song quietly in your heart. Oh.
It's okay.
Let's do the 5 principles.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a little off today. So as you settle into your space, feel the spirit of love move through you as we take a moment to breathe in and gently release. And please join me in saying the 5 principles, and let's take a moment between each principle before rushing on to the next, and allow each one to resonate with who we are becoming each day. Together, God is good and present in all things. The holiness of God is my own true nature. I am creating my experiences by how I think. My thinking is guided by my daily affirmative prayers and affirmative actions. I follow and am sustained by these values in every way, every day, and so it is. And now let's settle back for our meditation.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Love. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray.
Now I invite Monica McDowell to come forward and lead us in this time of reflection.
Good morning. I hail from Everson, Washington. I live in Northeast Seattle and work at Unity of Bellevue. My friend Becca, who is also from Unity of Bellevue, came with me. I'm so glad to be here. I actually went to school with Janae. So, hey, back in my old stomping grounds. My great-great-grandfather was a homesteader here in the 1860s on Laurel Road. So I have deep roots in Whatcom County. And I also live in Lake Forest Park, which is known for its trees, so I feel very at home. I'm going to do a reading, and then we'll do a prayer and meditation following the reading. This reading comes from the Gospel of Luke, the Good News according to Luke, And my talk will actually be mostly taken from the Gospel of John, that wonderful metaphysical gospel. But we're going to read some excerpts from Luke 24. The resurrection event has happened, and here is what happens next. It is my take on things. I went to Princeton Seminary, so you're going to get a little bit more traditional stuff from me. But my take on things is whatever the story says, whether you consider it true or metaphysical or metaphorical or whatever your take on it, it's all good. And I'm just going to ask that we just put that all aside and just listen to the stories as if for the first time. So with a spirit of curiosity and wonder, and just let the stories speak to us as the Spirit speaks to us through it. So here is some excerpts from Luke 24. The women, Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary, the mother of James, and the other women with them, told the apostles that they had found the tomb empty. But these words to the men seemed an idle tale, and they did not believe them. Now on that same day, 2 of the disciples were going to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem, and talking with each other about all these things that had happened. While they were talking and discussing, Jesus himself came near and went with them. But their eyes were kept from recognizing him. And he said to them, "What are you discussing with each other while you walk along?" They stood still, looking sad. Then one of them said, whose name was Cleopas, answered him, "Are you the only stranger in Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened here in these last days?" As they came near the village to which they were going, Emmaus, Jesus walked ahead as if he were going on. But they urged him strongly, saying, "Stay with us, because it is almost evening, and the day is now nearly over." So he went in to stay with them, and he took bread, blessed it, and broke it, and gave it to them. Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and he vanished from their sight. They said to each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he was talking to us on the road?" Then they told what had happened to them on the road and how Jesus had been made known to them and the breaking of the bread. Let's pray. We invoke the great Spirit who is always present in us, with us, around us. We invoke the great peace that is always at our core. We breathe into this place of divine peace now with a sacred breath, releasing whatever is meant to be released in this moment. Breathing in again, centering and grounding, knowing that all that happens here this morning, in person and online, is in divine order, as a blessing for each and all. We are mindful of what is on our hearts and minds. And in this space, if you would like to speak a name of someone you want carried in prayer, either out loud into the room or in silence in your heart is fine in this open space. Feel free to do so now. We lift all of these prayers up into divine light, knowing the highest and best is unfolding for each person. We hold all of these prayer requests in our hearts with deep compassion. We are so grateful for this sacred space. We call this space sanctuary. We call this time good. We are so grateful, and so it is.
Hot off the presses. Let go, let God feel your hopes emerge. Let go, let God, where love and hope converge. Let go, let God, today's a brand new day. Let go, let go, let God. It's a rainy day, you got big bills to pay, and you wonder if you'll ever see the light of day. But suddenly you remember that God will see you through. You only have to surrender what's in front of you. Let go, let God feel your hopes emerge. Let go, let God, where love and hope converge. Let go, let God, today's a brand new day. Let go, let go, let God. You've had a tough year now. Your friend is lying ill. You're stressing out at traffic. Your mind won't keep still. Suddenly you remember the love that God brought you. And all the way to December the sun shines through. That's why I say, let go, let God, with love and universe. Let go, let God, where love and hope converge. Let go, let God, 'cause today's a brand new day. So let go, let go, let God. Sing with me if you know it. Let go, let God, feel your hopes emerge. Let go, let God, where love and hope converge. Let go, let God, 'cause today's a brand new day. Let go, let go, let God. Let go, let go, let God. Sing it with me one more time. Let go, let go, let God.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Cheryl. What a gift she is to you. Yes? And thank you, Reverend Frank, for having me. From Easter until the Ascension, there's 40 days in there between Easter and the Ascension of Jesus in the Gospels. Jesus appeared to his disciples on a number of occasions. On 4 of these occasions, the disciples did not recognize that it was Jesus. We don't know why they didn't. The scripture doesn't say why. Perhaps his appearance was somehow changed. Perhaps it was just he was the last person they expected to show up. He was supposed to be dead. We just don't know. But what is explained in the Gospels is how then he was recognized. There are 4 different ways the Gospels tell us the Christ was recognized after the resurrection event. The first way was on Easter morning. The beginning of chapter 20 in John, it's just Mary Magdalene who goes to the tomb, and Mary finds the tomb empty. The tombstone has been rolled away, and she goes and gets Peter and John. They come and they see the empty tomb, and apparently with a big shrug, they leave. However, Mary is distressed, and she stays. She must be assuming Jesus' body has been stolen. She begins weeping, and Jesus appears to her, but she does not recognize him. Maybe her vision is blurry from all her tears, but she supposes him to be the gardener. They were in a garden, after all. Mary does not recognize that it is Jesus until he says her name, Mary. It is the first way that Christ is recognized after the resurrection, when Jesus calls Mary by her name. There's a story about a minister named Virginia. She was a solo minister of a small congregation, and within a very short period of time, she had a dizzying number of losses. She lost her beloved father, her beloved mother, her beloved sister. On top of that, she had a number of other less significant losses, but with the sum total, it was too much. She was unable to cope, and she was just going through the motions as a minister. On Palm Sunday of that year, they had a community-wide Palm Sunday service with all of the churches in the local area celebrating together at one congregation, not hers, another building. And what they had done is they had lined up all of the children from all of these spiritual communities and had them line up outside the church with palm branches, so that as the ministers led this recessional out the church doors, they would all parade through this throng of children with palm branches waving at them. When Virginia started to parade through this throng of children, one child started yelling, "Jin Jin! Hi, Jin Jin!" And then another child started yelling it too, "Jin Jin! Hi, Jin Jin!" Pretty soon, the whole throng of children was yelling, "Jin Jin! Hi, Jin Jin!" Virginia said she barely made it through the parade, and she headed straight back to the building where she found a private room where she broke down weeping. You see, what no one there knew, and no one there could have known, was Jin Jin was her childhood name that only her beloved mother and father and sister had ever used. She said it was as God whispered in that one child's name, "Say hi, Jin Jin." To Virginia, it spoke to her that God still knew her, even in the midst of great grief, great loss. It gave her the strength to begin healing. She took a sabbatical to grieve, to get back on her feet. But the strength to heal came when she knew that God still knew her. God knew her name, God knew her real name. And he spoke it to her through that throng of children. You may be waiting to begin healing, to complete that cycle of grieving and loss, waiting for God to speak your name, as only God can. In the great divine consciousness, it is not just divine mind, it is divine heart. And that divine heart knows you intimately, knows your real name, and the divine is always speaking it, waiting for you to hear it, waiting for you to recognize the Christ presence that is always in you, that is always with you. The second way the Christ was recognized in the Gospels was in the passage I read this morning, the road to Emmaus. Two of Jesus' followers are walking along that road, and Jesus comes alongside them, and they do not recognize him. They are discussing the events surrounding Jesus' death, and when they arrive at Emmaus, they beg him to stay with them. It's late. Stay. And he does. And as he breaks bread in their midst, then their eyes are opened, and they recognize him, and he disappears. And they say to each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us as he was walking with us and teaching us?" And they went and told the disciples that the Christ had been made known to them in the breaking of the bread. After Princeton Seminary, I was a chaplain for adults with disabilities in New Jersey. And my job was that I visited many group homes where many adults lived, and it was my task to see if they wanted to attend a spiritual community of their choice. And if so, then I would attend with them, and I would be a bridge between the community and that individual to help integrate them fully into the life of that community. It was a beautiful job, a very healing job. One of the people that I accompanied was named Danny. Danny has cerebral palsy. He uses a wheelchair. He has some brain issues, and his communication tends to be limited to one word at a time that he repeats over and over. So communication was a mystery. He was a stranger in many ways to us. Now, he chose to go to the Hopewell Church. That was what he wanted to go to. It was a traditional church, and they had a Sunday evening service. He liked to go to that service because it was more informal. There was lots of music, a little bit more contemporary music, a lot more noise, and he just fit right in with all of his movement and all of his noise. He loved it. Well, they also at this church, what they did was they served communion by intinction, which means they had everybody come forward, tear off a piece of bread from the common loaf, and then dip it in the common cup of grape juice, obviously before COVID. Now this was all new to Danny. Church and communion and everything was all new to him. So we practiced, right? We practiced many times with Danny how to roll down the aisle, how to tear off a little piece of bread and dip it in the juice. He had it down perfectly. Yes. Until the Sunday night when we officially did it for the first time. He rolled down that aisle, and he waited in line, and when it was his turn to tear off a piece of bread, he did something very unexpected. He grabbed the loaf away from the elder, the board member who was serving it, tore off a huge hunk of bread, and then gave what was left back to the elder who was standing there in shock. We were all standing there in shock, the ministers and the elders and I, what do we do now? But Danny knew what to do. He just dunked that hunk of bread in the juice and then devoured all of it eagerly. He did this week after week. I'd keep reminding him, Danny, you only have to tear off a little piece, and he'd completely ignore me and just keep tearing off that huge hunk of bread and take great joy in doing it. After a while, the change didn't take place in Danny. The change took place in me and the ministers and the elders serving Danny broken bread. We came to understand in the serving of a stranger that the Christ was amongst us. And I began to look forward to seeing Danny tear off that huge hunk of bread. My heart would burn within me as the Christ was present with me, teaching me, take as much as you want, as much as you need. There's more than enough. more than enough joy, more than enough love, more than enough peace. I doubt very much that Danny will be healed, as our society would think, this side of heaven, if that's what's even needed, right? But I was healed through him of my spiritual disability, of my inability to see the Christ presence with me in my midst. You or your loved one may not be healed, as we want to hope sometimes or think that needs to happen. But through that experience, you may be healed in other ways, and others may heal through you because of the deep communion that is possible when we are present with others in broken bread. A third way the Christ was recognized after the resurrection was at the Sea of Galilee in John 21. Peter and the disciples have been out fishing all night long, and they have caught nothing. After daybreak, after the dawn, Jesus stands on the beach, and they do not recognize him. Jesus nonetheless tells them, "Hey, cast your net on the other side of the boat." And if you think about it, it's kind of absurd that someone standing way over on shore can see that, oh, hey, the fish that have eluded you all night long, they're just a few inches away on the other side of the boat. But they have nothing to lose. And so they do. They cast their net on the other side of the boat, and they catch so much fish they cannot haul in the net. It is then that Peter recognizes it is Jesus, and he yells, "It's the Master!" And he jumps into the lake and swims to see him. In the miracle of abundance, where there was nothing before, the Christ is recognized. A friend of mine at Princeton Seminary had very little in her life. She had been abused in every way possible by both of her parents from infancy into her teenage years. At 45, she was twice divorced from abusive marriages, a single mom, recovering alcoholic and drug addict. She was evaluated as having post-traumatic stress disorder at the catastrophic level, the highest level there is. Parts of her body would psychosomatically shut down. Very random. One day her elbow wouldn't work. Another day her voice wouldn't work. Her body just couldn't cope with all of the stress that was stored in her body. She would have night terrors every night, all night long, and she would have to pray for a half an hour to an hour every morning just to have the courage to get out of bed. She told me once that she felt like if she didn't heal, she was just going to die. And she wasn't suicidal, amazingly, but she just felt like her body was just going to shut down. I once saw her handwriting. It was broken and scribbled and scrawled like a kindergartner's. She had somebody doing therapy on her body, helping to release the stress. She had a therapist. She was in 12-step groups. She was in a support group. She had a spiritual director. She had multiple therapists for years. A few years after we graduated from seminary, I got a phone call from her out of the blue from New Jersey. She said, "Monica, I just want you to know, I'm finally healed. God has healed me. I just wanted you to know." And that Christmas, I received a Christmas card from her with the most beautiful, flowing adult handwriting in it. Though she had had seemingly nothing good in her life, she was finally on the other side of the boat in her life, able to receive and to see the abundance of mercy and grace, of overflowing healing the divine brought her in her life. Sometimes our nights of waiting and toiling seemingly last a long time in our relationships, from our relationships. You may be waiting for the dawn that reveals the miracle of abundance, where there was seemingly nothing before. The fourth way that Jesus was recognized after the resurrection is in John 20. On this occasion, when Jesus appeared to his disciples, they do not know it until he shows them his wounds. Now, you kind of think maybe the better resurrection story, post-resurrection story, would be that all of his wounds would be healed over scars. That would be the ideal miracle. But Jesus tells Thomas, who had not been there the first time when his wounds were seen, he tells Thomas, in Greek it literally says to insert your hand into my side and insert your fingers into the nail holes in my hands. So they are not healed over scars. They are three-dimensional, palpable wounds. And in being invited to touch those, to explore those, Thomas then declares, my master and my God. And the text says the other disciples too rejoiced when they recognized Jesus by his wounds. In the book Send My Roots Rain by Megan McKenna, a spiritual author, she recounts a time in the summer of 1976. She was visiting and living in a refugee camp in Mexico across the border from Guatemala. 40,000 refugees in that camp. She was living with a refugee family. The church there was the only protector from the soldiers. And it was her turn every 2 or 3 days to go and retrieve 2 buckets of water from the one spigot for all of those thousands of people. On one of the days her turn came, she discovered her brand new, brand name sneakers had walked off. And so the refugee family that she lived with gave her a pair of theirs. They were worn and they didn't fit her very well. And by the time she reached the long distance to the spigot, her feet were blistered and bleeding. She did not want to take off her shoes to show that she was bleeding, but she did not think she could stand the pain. About 20 people away from the front of the line, a woman, the woman, appeared. The woman in black who appeared every day. Whenever she did, the line would go completely quiet. Everyone would back away, let her go to the front of the line, get her water, and leave. No one ever spoke to her. On previous occasions, Megan, curious who this mysterious, diminutive woman was, had asked around, and she found out that she was told that this woman is crazy. She's a bit touched, they would say, for she believed she was the Virgin Mary. Megan also found out that this woman's family, her husband and children, had been brutally murdered. All her brothers and sisters had been tortured or disappeared. She would go to the sanctuary, crying out, Jesus is being killed, Jesus is being killed. Everyone respected her grief, but everyone kept their distance. And Megan writes, on the day my feet were bleeding, when the woman in black came, everyone moved aside to let her in, and she filled her bucket. There was silence. But this time, she didn't go away. This time, she walked down the line and stopped right in front of me. I was nervous. I will never forget her face. She had an old, old face, but her eyes were bright, full of fire. She looked at me, and then she bent down and started pouring precious water on my feet. Started washing my feet with the bottom of her dress. She patted my feet dry and dug some muslin out of her pockets. She wrapped my feet with it like gauze. And with great care, she helped me put my shoes back on. Then she stood up in front of me, almost smiled, and said very quietly in Spanish, "Go with God, my daughter." Then she went back down the line, filled her bucket again, and left. The silence after she had gone was much longer this time. Then one of the older women put her arm around me and reversed the woman in black's goodbye, saying, "Welcome in God, my daughter." From then on, everyone spoke to me. Even if I didn't understand their language, they brought me small gifts of food and cloth. And Megan says, I don't think the woman was touched. Maybe even if she was, maybe we all need to be touched in that way. I think she was who she said she was. She was always in the place where there is welcome and tender regard for those in the midst of horror, for those in pain, for those who are oppressed. She still lives in the desert and has the wings of the eagle and eyes of fire. She is soft, healing balm. We have all been wounded. Our wounds are unique to us, just like they were unique to Jesus, but we have all experienced woundedness. That is the same with all of humanity. Our natural tendency, like Megan, is to try to hide our wounds and not show that we are bleeding. Especially, I think, in spiritual community sometimes, especially in a spiritual community that espouses the real truth that at our core, we are whole, and that is true. Like Megan, we are often reluctant to take off our shoes. But as Jesus openly shared, invited people to touch his wounds, as we openly acknowledge our wounds, we invite deep healing into those places that need to be touched. We don't share our wounds to get stuck in our stories, to identify with our wounds, but simply to be authentic, to be tender-hearted. Gregory Boyle, he's called the Gandhi of the gangs down in East LA. His newest book I just picked up, Forgive Everyone Everything. He writes, our wounds jostle from us what is false and leave us only with a yearning for the authentic. Our wounds jostle from us what is false. Our wounds help us remember where we've forgotten who we are. Our wounds help us heal back into our original wholeness if we allow them to be our teacher. And when we keep our hearts open and tender for our own stories and for our others' stories, the eyes of our hearts are open to be able to see the divine wholeness in every person, regardless of what's happening on the surface. We see that divine spark, the divine beloved in every person. And when we do that as a community, the Christ is among us. The beloved community arises within us, and we become the presence of divine healing in the world, with fire in our eyes and healing balm in our hands. We serve life, we serve goodness, we are the light. We are risen with healing on eagle's wings. Let us rejoice and give thanks. The Christ is here. So it is.
Thank you so much, Monica. That was fabulous. And now if the ushers would please come forward. We've come to that portion of our service where we get to share the abundance that we are. We know that abundance is our divine inheritance, and giving is our gift of love and appreciation. We always appreciate your gifts, your generosity and support of this ministry that we create together. This includes each of you with us in person, as well as those of you at home. So we thank you. And as you take your offering to your heart, affirm quietly to yourself, I give freely and joyfully, for God is my source, and I have abundance in all areas of my life. And please join me in saying our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe and all its gifts. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe. I feel the lift while I walk in silence. Our heads held down when healing rays of sunshine all around. Confronted by our troubles, we miss the truth. The healing power is inside. Just set it loose. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe and all its gifts. I am open to the universe. I'm elated by the universe. I am open to the universe. I feel the lift. We'll walk together. Why question why? We're part of a process, just like the tide. Regardless of stormy weather, we'll find our way. Walk in the knowing, embrace today. I am open to the universe. Sing it. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe and all its gifts. I am open to the universe. I'm elated by the universe. I am open to the universe. I feel its lift. I am open to the universe. I feel its lift. I am open to the universe. I feel the lift.
Let's raise our hands in blessing for the offering. We give thanks for the love and commitment these tithes and love offerings represent, for the time and talent they represent. We know that as we give, we receive, that we are blessed abundantly, and we are so grateful for all of the blessings that are flowing now through these gifts, through this community, out into the world. We are transforming the world. We know this. We are so grateful, and so it is.
And today our announcements will be presented by Janae King.
Thanks, Liz. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so we have quite a bit going on. We have deeper meetings today after service. So those of you who got the emails about their homework and what you're going to be discussing, hopefully you're all here. Next, our Whatever Arises, Love That class starts this week. The books are here and all of your questions and everything's ready to go. So after service, if you're in that class, we'd like you to get your book and your stuff. You can pay today or you can pay the first day of the class. And I started doing mine already because I was a little eager. So I've already done my first 2 chapters. I got to tell you, this is going to be a great book because I have ran into my words for the year already in the first 2 chapters, and that is embrace and clarity. And it has been quite something. So my first 2 chapters are already marked up. I have to make sure now I can go back and read it and to make sure what I'm doing. It is a fabulous start to this book club, so it's going to be great. So again, Wednesday is our first class, 6:30. Be here. I'll have the books and everything ready for you, so you can either pay now or Wednesday. And also, this is your last Sunday to sign up, okay? Okay, and then Thursday we have David Roth singing, 7 p.m. here, $20 at the door. But no one's going to be turned away. So please come listen to David Roth. He is magnificent. Again, and then Sunday the 23rd is our Earth Day picnic, and we're having a tree blessing with the Lummi Black Hawk Singers. We'll be here after service to do a tree blessing. For those of you who do not know, we're going to be losing our trees because they're doing road repairs and they're making the front road frontage more beautiful, more room, and bike lanes, sidewalks, the whole bit. So we're going to be losing our beautiful trees out there. So we're going to have a blessing. And our picnic is right after the blessing. It's a potluck. We're going to have hamburgers, street tacos, vegetarian street tacos, and then the rest of everyone else bring whatever you desire. The sign-up sheet is out there in the foyer if you want to say what you want to bring. If you forget, it's okay. Please just show up. Come and enjoy Earth Day. And also, a little bit more on that. I'm going to do this at the end. Everybody should have a little card. I have one more announcement here. Is our Rock and Wellness fair that we were going to have here is canceled because we're going to revamp it. We've run into a lot of vendors who are already, booked out on the weekend that we're going to have it in May. So we've had to cancel it. We're going to regroup and we're going to redo it for next year. Okay. So again, Rock and Wellness is canceled. So now everybody has their little card, okay? So we're gonna do a little practice on how to say this. It is, thank you very much, dear friends. So in native, it's Hishka Siam, and Hishka Siam. And so if everybody can repeat after me, Hishka Siam, and we bring the hands out, okay? Hishka Siam, okay? So next Sunday we're going to do it again, and we'll be able to do this for our friends who will be joining us for the tree service. Again, Hishka Siam, okay? All right, did I get everything? Okay. Thank you very much.
And now we're going to rise and sing My Soul is Welcome Here. Please rise.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. That soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. We're going to do all that over again. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. One more time. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul, one more time. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
And let's
Little
share
blues
together our prayer of protection. And we do include everyone, everywhere. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Let's make a circle and sing I Choose Love.
Here we go. Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Peace for our planet. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love.
Have a great week.